Okay, now we'll birth maybe 50 babies? That number's just a ballpark, give or take a dozen. Anyone want to take bets? The Kind Master logo poking out of the corner in the screenshot makes me feel like I just caught a voyeur in the act. Hi again, fellas, and welcome back to Gacha Life Cringe. If you're newer to the channel, this is a topic that I have made exactly one video on in every calendar year. And today we're continuing that tradition for the 5th year in a row. The last time we did this was in February 2022, so we really took our sweet time with this one, and I almost missed my chance. It's not that I enjoy doing it, but some part of me needs to check in on what the hell is going on in that parentally unsupervised part of the internet and cope poorly with what I see. But, I'm afraid this might be the last time we do this. You see, I usually get the posts for these videos from r/Gacha Life Cringe, a community dedicated to asking what is happening to our youth. However, ever since Reddit introduced their API changes that effectively banned third-party apps that a lot of moderators use to make their communities function, a bunch of subreddits went offline in protest, and Gacha Life Cringe was one of them. Their About section now reads, "Welcome to the Historical Museum of Gacha Life Cringe Content." After much deliberation, the subreddit mods released an official post saying, "This place is a shithole and we are all adults with lives now. We don't have time for this." So yeah, this is the last stop on our ride. So let's try and enjoy it together one last time. If you want to relive the good old days or see what we had going on, there's a card at the end of this video that takes you to the last Gacha video I made. Also, less than 20% of y'all are subscribed with notifications on. If you sub and hit that bell icon, you'll never miss an upload, and you can always undo it later. Now, I try to give these warnings in most videos, but especially in Gacha Cringe vids, the stuff here is mostly made by kids who oftentimes do not know better. And you're not helping anything if you go out and try to attack them when most of them are just expressing themselves in Gacha. They might express themselves in a way you consider cringe, but most of it isn't like the shit you'll see in this video. And this is all meant in good fun, so let's keep it that way. Warning, this video contains bad grammar, swearing, heat parts, some violence, and blood. I'm not gonna lie, misspelling the warning for bad grammar goes kinda hard. It's micro-giggle worthy at the least. What other girls love, and it's all just basic shit like sustenance and a stable internet connection. Next you'll tell me that girls like drinking water so they don't get dehydrated. Meanwhile, this girl loves communist propaganda, apparently. Interview with Chairman Gonzalo. You think there's a Gacha video about him somewhere out there? You know, most historical figures with a Wikipedia page got at least one of them out there having gay butt sex with one of the others. I tried to call 911, but I didn't know the number. Alright, I can't lie. There's a good chance this is gonna be the last ever Gacha Cringe video I make, so I gotta celebrate it where I can. That's a good joke. Punchline, setup, all in a dozen words, probably stolen, it's made for me. The only issue is that you have to choose to interpret this as a joke and not somebody who just failed to put two and two together. It's a good bit if it is one, but I still think there's a chance it was authentically written by a fetus. Like, come on, can you remember what age you learned what the number for 911 is? I certainly can't. What's your sexuality and what's your favorite sexuality? I'm straight and my favorite sexuality is gay. They're so cute. This is how Reagan talked about us during the AIDS crisis. It really reminds me of that one Onion sketch, "Gays Too Precious to Risk in Combat."
How many soldiers' lives is the life of one gay man worth?
7.
They just weren't allowed in the military for the longest time for their own protection. Our precious, precious homosexuals. The same policy applies to the Gacha Life community. Like, this is a long-running sentiment throughout its history. Straight people suck. Yuri is disgusting, apparently, but Yaoi gets the nosebleed going. I'd love to see the grading criteria here. Is it like boxing, where it's super subjective and kinda hard to go off points? From my perspective, as a man-liker, we are supposedly the only group of people who get the pass from this person, but you walk away from it kinda wishing they hated you too. It makes it feel dirty and used that they don't. Here you have a bunch of people having their lives ruined because they rolled up to sports clips. I've made that joke a bunch, and every time it was stolen from Rice Gum. The whole gag, from what I can tell, is this one girl giving characters just fucked up trims. And as a concept, that's whatever, but it genuinely feels more menacing because it's in the Gacha Life art style. This also takes place in the Elden Ring universe, I guess. How will I ever win over the tarnished looking like this? And that's a valid concern. That honestly is a really fucked up looking haircut. You're borderline unlovable with that trim. Also, I just realized what that weird feeling I was getting was with the Gacha art style. The poster clarified, by the way, this is not with their consent. Thanks for sharing. Please don't do it again. Oh wait, they can't because the subreddit shut down. Thank God. As entertaining as that community could be, it was kind of like self-propagating. The more people posted to it, more people would do it intentionally. It's probably a net positive that it's gone forever. Other boyfriends care about their girlfriend's well-being, respects her privacy, loves to spend spend time with their girlfriend, listens to her, gives her freedom, doesn't get jealous, and doesn't abuse them. I think you're underestimating how many boyfriends out there don't do that stuff, but let's see what you got going on. Other boyfriends versus my boyfriend. Yours would get pummeled. Your BF looks like a twig compared to the dude with a cattail. Regardless, my boyfriend stalks me, gets jealous, ignores me when I'm hurt, doesn't like to spend time with me, doesn't give me freedom, and never listens to me. I'm not gonna read the last two because those are violent crimes. The person who posted this to the subreddit called it a toxic relationship, but I'm pretty sure it's actually a felony. Have you ever seen that image designed to simulate what having a stroke is like, where you can almost recognize stuff in the image, but you can't quite tell what anything is? It feels like I bring that up a lot, and I usually use it as a point of comparison for whenever I stare at an image long enough and I have no idea what's going on in it. No matter how many hours I blaze it into my eyeballs with, I just can't tell. Who did this? With a finger pointing to a mirror. The mirror tells them to say meow, you freak, and that's your reflection, silly ghost. That's you. Also, there's a cat with a Dragon Ball Z scanner baking in the oven, having a decent time, it seems. Who the hell thinks it's okay to make this? The person who posted said, and I have no idea what even got made. I couldn't begin to guess what the original title of this video was. Guys, I'm really depressed and want to pass away, but if this gets 20 likes, I won't pass away. They said it like a pitch on Shark Tank. Hi, Mark Cuban. Hi, Mr. O'Leary. I'm here today seeking 20 likes on an Insta post. If I gain this capital, I intend to not trigger the bomb strapped to my chest. Anyone want to go to the Gacha Life Bakery? Personally, if I was looking to steal in-game sprites to put on my restaurant marketing, I would have picked MapleStory. The sprite animation community for that game went hard as shit back in the day, but believe it or not, this is one of the tamer examples of these themed restaurants that definitely did not get a license to do so. If you haven't seen, there's a fake-ass bootleg but super high production value Five Nights at Freddy's Haunted House in Saudi Arabia. You can tell they didn't play a game because the whole point of several of those games was do not make the FNAF haunted house. Ah yes, you put 15-second-old babies in a backpack. Hey, Death Stranding 2's looking good to me. These are some shitty baby names, by the way. If this is the mom, I'm not surprised she'd put them in a backpack because she's gonna hate those kids if she's willing to name one of them Unicorn. She at least hates Unicorn in particular. The others are passable. Can we agree on that? Unicorn even looks pissed off about getting stuck with that. Hurt me, and you're gonna need a bandage. Hurt my friends, and you're gonna need an ambulance. Hurt my family, and I'm gonna need a shovel. I think the hardest type of cringe to stomach is the type that you feel reflected inside yourself. In my DeviantArt days, I had a lot of friends who would post messages like this, and I thought they were such good friends, because they said in their DeviantArt journals that they do drastic shit for Deagle Sword 23 on DeviantArt when we'd never met. Other girls like real boys. Me, I'm into anime boys and Five Nights at Freddy's characters. Well, shit, I probably can't speak on this one. I'm not particularly interested in anime men, but I do have eyes for one animatronic out there. We're very close, actually. Like, very close. It's almost like I can feel him watching me. One thing I'm sad I missed when Gacha Life Cringe was in its prime was the Pusha T Drake levels of beef that would go on between different posters and the people being posted. The subreddit might appear to be a place where cringe ends up to be judged by outsiders, but the amount of people who played Gacha Life and were also in the Gacha Cringe subreddit makes a lot of sense. This person said some stuff about another person, and the person they said stuff about made this gacha image about them. Go die, bitch. Go to hell. You don't deserve to exist. Idiot, you're a mistake, and I'm glad you have anxiety. That last one just threw the book at him. Like, imagine someone telling you, you know, mental illness you got, it really suits you. You should hold on to it. I have no idea what the inciting incident was here, but this is a next level version of depicting the person you're arguing with as the soy jack and yourself as the Chad. You've already won the information war 20 times over. Give me the Gacha Club. A murderer says to their most recent victim. I like to think the Gacha Club is a weapon, just a big blunt force sledgehammer that one taps anybody it grazes. I just don't understand why this person needs it. Like, you killed this dude just fine with the werewolf claws. Me when someone hates me. Me when someone hates Glitch Trap X William and says they are the same person when the ship is literally in the title. Listen, you can keep the ghost and that Will dude. I just want the suit. This was definitely addressed personally to a friend they were having shipping wars with. Not like the China-United States trade war type of shipping. More like I ship these two characters and my ship is better than your ship sort of thing. Shipping wars have a long-running history on certain corners of the internet. Lots of propaganda gets spread like the post you just saw about them, but it rarely comes to blows. It stays cold for the most part. Maybe they're more like trade wars than I thought. A boy I rejected sent me this a few days later. Now I'm really glad I rejected him. Delete feelings. Deleting this will also delete its data. Oh wow, that's relatively high effort. Just the run-in mascara on the emoji too? Yikes. Getting rejected and then sending heartbreak memes to the person person who already said no is kind of loser behavior already, but at least it's more understandable if you're a teenager, and if it's just an image a person found while scrolling. They can at least say, hey, I didn't make that shit, I just found it. But this person went through and photo bashed together their custom heartbreak image using them and their crush's OCs to show how much they'd been devastated. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid there is no recovering from this one. And that was the last one. We're at the final stop of probably my last gacha video ever, so I wanted to leave you with some parting words from the top post of all time on that subreddit. Change is encouraged, so let's encourage it kindly. Bullying children will not change them. Explaining why something is wrong and being patient will, so let's be kind. It's a nice sentiment, and obviously not perfect, but it's what we should strive for. I've certainly made my fair share of jokes about this topic, but at the end of the day, the worst shit you see likely comes from trolls a lot of the time, and all the rest is from kids in a phase of their life that I've certainly been before, where they might not know better or are still growing. I was in that spot doing some cringe-ass shit, and I'm sure a lot of you have too, so let this be the lesson that lives on from the series now that I can finally kill it. Godspeed, fellas. That card I mentioned should be on screen. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'm out.